very famous.
Oh, okay.
And he's been around since the 70s, and we're kind of hired to be the band.
That's good though.
Yeah.
How long
Yeah,
have
it
y'all
is
been
good.
playing? I mean, just for yourself. Like, how long have you been
I
practicing?
mean, I've been playing since I was 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, same. About
I was
So about like 10 years?
yeah. Yeah, I've been playing for about more than 40 years.
Oh, okay.
And
We were trained classically though, so
Yeah.
so you have to start young.
Oh, okay.
That would have made the podcast interesting.
Yeah, basically,
Good
I'd
good
say,
thing
as
that-
far as with a classical instrument, you've just got to practice. Like throughout your childhood and teenage years, really is when you have to do the work in a funny kind of way.
No, I
It's a
agree.
lifelong thing, but
I agree. And one thing I regret, like I played the saxophone for like probably around like 40 years or so.
Oh.
And, you know, one thing I did not do that I regret that I didn't do is just focus on like the chords of everything and just practicing, you know, many different chords and things of that nature. And I know
Yeah.
people who actually, you know, when I was in college, like they became like successful musicians and things of that nature, you know, singers and whatnot. But I felt like it was interesting because I know like the practices that has a lot to do like with your level of success and performing in front of a lot of people. So like how much time do y'all usually put into y'all practice?
Well, we had to do that when we were studying growing up, so
yeah, so it's like once you've kind of done, you know,
Once you've
10,000
done-
hours or whatever it is,
Yeah.
you know,
You get to a level where you're kind of, you know, you're up and running, and you can go and work, and you're employable, and you can do most of the work that you need to do. I mean, for a while I was practicing 6 to 8 hours a day. But you know, and I think that's probably true of most musicians. You'll sort of go through a period of just being obsessed with playing your instrument, and you'll play between 2 and 8 hours a day, you know.
but like you need to do that for about, well, on the violin we're stringed it for about 15
15
years,
years,
really. Yeah. 15 years of at least 4 hours a day.
And then it depends though, because we swapped over from classical into this sort of music, which is not as technically demanding. If we were still in classical work, we'd still be practicing for 3 or 4 hours a day.
I see.
And
So it's
now-
it's different as far as like the style of music you're playing.
Yeah, whether it's actually technically hard or not. Like so, for example, for this tour, we had to practice and we had to learn all the parts by heart and stuff like that, and we also rehearse as a band as well. But once you kind of know it, then you don't need to practice every day necessarily.
And if
You know
you're a
what I mean?
trained classical string player, the music we're playing is actually pretty easy, because in classical music you just be required to do music that's technically a lot more demanding. But it's just different, you know. It has different demands. You know, you have to blend with the rest of the band, and you have to play in time with the drummer, and you know, different kind of skills. But it's
and be kind of able to play it stylistically well, if you know what I mean, that kind of thing.
understand the kind of music you're playing.
Yeah, I know that makes a lot of sense. I never really was in a big orchestra, but I have played in a lot of big bands.
Oh, cool.
And it is something that I really enjoyed. But how is touring for you guys?
It's so many different things. I mean, it's in many ways I absolutely love it. In some ways it's difficult, you know, you miss friends and family.
We've been away from home for nearly 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, and you're kind of in a different city nearly every day. And I don't know, for me, I feel like I really like to try and do something in each city because it kind of grounds you. It makes you feel like you've arrived somewhere and you're there. Because it can get a bit discombobulating, you know, if you're just in a completely different place every day and you don't see anything. You just go from bus to hotel to venue. I find that kind of a bit depressing, really.
True, no, understandable, because like when you don't actually experience the city, people are like, well, you know, how was London? Well, I don't really know, you know.
Yeah.
And so like I get that.
And the venues we play at, it's an arena tour. So all the venues, instead of like in Europe, sometimes we'll do like a little kind of a theatre tour, and every theatre looks different, and it can be quite ornate and beautiful. And then the arena tours are literally just walking into a back. They all feel the same.
Look exactly the same.
A lot of concrete, just big spaces, kind of a box dressing room, and it's just when you have to spend absolutely no daylight, when you have to turn up early for sound check and be there all day and stuff, it gets a bit.
Well, at least you
We have
guys
a lot
get to
of-
go
we have
out
a lot
now,
of
though,
time
right?
to ourselves. We don't normally have to do anything until about 4 o'clock. So if you want to make the most of it, you can, and we have done loads of stuff.
Yeah, and
Had a good time.
yeah, and mainly because we try and have little adventures when we do have time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes such a difference. Being a touring.
Well, like when you're touring with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, or people that you click with, and you have fun with. It's all different.
Oh yeah, massively. Like Amy and I have been really good friends for years and years and years, and now we're really good friends. And that makes it. That's what makes it fun, I think.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Oh, is this
Thank
it
you
then?
so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah, it was great talking
What's
with you
your
guys.
name, man?
Oh, Craig, by the way.
Craig.
Yeah.
Shannon, pleased to meet you.
I
man.
want
Yeah,
to
it was
see
great
your
talking with
podcast.
you.
What's it on?
Oh, it's on YouTube, right?
Okay.
So